Our top story now, the Department of International Relations says it's disappointed after 5 embassies sent a memorandum directly to the office of the President. The United States, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Germany and Switzerland wrote to President Cyril Ramaphosa urging him to tackle corruption. According to reports, the memorandum warns that foreign investment is at risk unless South Africa is seen to be taking concrete steps against those found guilty of corruption at various inquiries. The department says the embassies didn't follow established diplomatic protocol. Minister Ndivuwo has instructed the department to démarche the concerned ambassadors to discuss the issue. Well, to get you some more information on this, I'm now joined on the line by Dirco's spokesperson, Ndivuwo Mabaya. Ndivuwo, thank you for joining us this evening. You say in your statement that these embassies are aware of protocol and universal norms. Why do you think they flouted it?
Good evening. I think the basics are very important. In the diplomatic world, when you want to communicate with a government and you are a representative of another government, you write a note verbal and you send it to the correct channel. Our diplomats across the world go through that every day. It is for this reason that the minister has asked that they be called in or démarched so that we can meet them tomorrow and we understand why they decided to skip protocol. There is nothing more than that, and we think that when we meet with them tomorrow, we will be able to understand why they wrote directly to the President.
Is this a case possibly of they've tried to communicate through those diplomatic terms and they just haven't been receiving any response?
Not necessarily. South Africa has more than 120 missions from many countries across the world. The President and the Minister and the whole of Cabinet have been engaging with those embassies and also with big companies from those countries who seek to invest in our country. The issues that they raise are part of the discussions that are taking place. The President has hosted an investor summit, and the President has met all ambassadors twice last year, and the Minister continued to meet with them. And the issues that they raise, the Dean of Ambassadors, who is the ambassador of the DRC, has also raised. So that the lines of communication remain open. We engage with them every day. That is why we are surprised by this kind of communication.
Are you surprised, considering you say the lines of communication are open? I mean, are you surprised then that they've gone via this route?
We are surprised. I mean, as you saw with our statement, we are surprised that this route was preferred. But considering that we've got very good diplomatic relations with all of these countries, we have been working with them to address some of the challenges that have been raised in many meetings and many forums, and that includes the issues that are raised in the letter. If you look at the work that the President has done, or Cabinet has done since February, if you look at the commissions that are dealing with corruption, if you look at steps that have been taken in parastatals, if you look at steps that have been taken, I mean, there is no President who has issued directives to the FIU to investigate a number of institutions of government like this one. So there is a lot of work that has been done, and we believe that that work is available in the public space, and there is no reason why there must be extraordinary communication to the President, whereas all of these things are being done.
Obviously, the concern, as they've said in that letter to the President, is what's being done to act against perpetrators of, quote, state capture, corruption and other crimes. We've seen how quickly these commissions move. I mean, things arise within hours. More and more comes out of these commissions. I mean, do you communicate with these embassies on how you're going to be dealing with this? Because they're the people on the ground. They're the ones that are receiving possibly backlashes from big economies, the United States, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands. I mean, these are big economies. Are your lines of communication open to them on what you're doing to deal with these allegations of state capture?
Every embassy that is representing another country in South Africa has direct communication with the Department of International Relations. There is a section that we call desk. So if you are from South America, if you are from Europe, they are dedicated, very senior managers that you can engage with. But also, if you look, the President has just returned from Davos, where he engaged with a number of representatives of countries. He also engaged with big business people. The president has been in a number of engagements where he has been communicating. The minister as well, the Minister of Trade and Industry, and a number of other government representatives. So there is communication that is taking place. We are not taking away the issues that have been raised. That's why we are saying the issues have been raised before. There are steps that are being taken, and those steps are visible. They are being communicated, and that is why we are surprised that with all of these steps that are being taken, all of this good work that is being done and led by our president. And if you look at the Zondo Commission, there have been serious implications. You are aware of people who were accused, and steps are being taken by their organization. You know the things that are happening at the PIC. You know the things that have happened at PRASA, at SARS. So some steps are being taken. But you must also understand, to build up a case for corruption or for anything takes a lot of time. And if you don't do it properly, that case will collapse and you will be embarrassed. So there is work that is being done, and that is where we are saying tomorrow they should come. We meet with them. We engage with each other. And they are also scheduled, all ambassadors, to be meeting with the minister after the State of the Nation, where we do regular briefings with all ambassadors.
And if you've got to understand, protocol is one thing, and maybe that's a separate issue. But do you understand that these ambassadors would not write a letter if they weren't concerned about what was happening? I understand you say it's going to take a long time, but they need to understand that something is being done. Is something being done to deal with people who are perpetrated in state capture and corruption and other crimes?
Like we're saying to you, the government has indicated before that the Zondo Commission is in progress. A number of allegations have been put before the judge. The judge has to conclude the commission work, but we have seen some steps being taken in other areas where there have been allegations of corruption, maladministration. We have seen that happening at SARS. We have seen that happening at PRASA. We have seen accounting officers losing their jobs. We have seen a number of activities. We have seen the president signing a number of directives to the SIU to investigate. This is actions within the powers of the president. The president does not direct the Directorate of Public Prosecution to arrest this one. There must be proper investigation. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and all of that has to be taken into place. And we believe, with the communication that we have with all the embassies, through the Dean of Ambassadors, through the desks that are there at Dirco, there is direct communication, and that information is available for the ambassadors to see for themselves. That's why tomorrow we are extending another hand to them to come through to Dirco. They will meet with us and will engage on all of these issues and remind them of the good work that is being done in addressing visa issues, in addressing issues related to maladministration and corruption, which many steps have been taken, and the results are out there for everybody to see.
One last question. Are you concerned that, the United States, the United Kingdom, the countries that are named in this, in dealing with these embassies, including the Netherlands and Germany and Switzerland, are concerned? I mean, do you believe that they are concerned and that this may have an impact on investment in South Africa?
These issues, all of them, have been raised before by all ambassadors. The Dean of Ambassadors led ambassadors to meet with the president last year. They met with the president twice.
But then why do you think they've written this new letter to you?
And they all raised the same issues. There were minutes of those meetings, and these issues are being addressed, and we are very happy with the progress that is being made and is being communicated back. Yes, of course, these 5 countries that have written letters represent a number of investors, big investors in the country. But like we have said, they have raised these issues before. They are part of the dialogue that we are busy with. They are part of the issues that must resolve to fast-track investment, and we are dealing with them.
Ndivuwo, thank you. That's where we'll leave it. So that's Dirco spokesperson Ndivuwo Mabaya.